about, we all have gone through this McLean model, right? And as I said that uh, all of us are having, uh, varying degree of percentage of all three traits or the behavior, right? So if you are an HR and if you are not mm, enough competent or you know uh, focused to make them understand about the competency, then probably it is the fault of HR that you are not able to educate them about the importance of the competency, and these people have reached on that position where they are taking people related decisions. So it is extremely, if I would say in a straight manner, that it is a uh, incompetence, or you can say the organization culture where HR probably is not having importance if they are, you are not able to convince them. So I would say that we have to be little bold while taking people related decision, and should be having enough guts to escalate or to um, uh, send such kind of messages where our understanding, our right questions or right request cannot be ignored.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
My name is Ankita Nandi. I'm a management student from IBS Bangalore.
Okay.
The question is that I am a fresher. I have no job experience, and given the current circumstances, the job scenario right now, what can we do as freshers to add that extra weightage to our profile if we do want to go for an HR profile in our uh, job interviews or our placements?
Okay. See, the current scenario is not favorable. I can understand. And if I would talk about majority of companies have stopped their hiring, they're like many organizations uh, which are like even laying off the people, right? And it will continue like the situation, the coming, whatever I am able to forecast, if something would not be happening in the medical field, then probably all of us, not only you, all of us would be suffering in one way or other, right? So the coming time is very unpredictable. So there is nothing which is in our hand, right? There are like scientists, politicians, their will is required. What we can do is our to work on our own growth. If I'm talking about our own growth, so how can we do this? Reading books is perfectly fine. Enhance your knowledge in terms of particular subject. If you are in HR, you are reading books of recruitment or whatever, like your MBA is saying. I've done 10 years back, so you know my pattern of study and your pattern of study is completely different. But at the same time, you would find a very easy resource to enhance your practical, or the cheap resource I would say, to enhance your practical knowledge in terms of acquiring practical knowledge. Because by reading books only, I am saying only because that is also an important part, by reading books will not, only reading books will not solve a purpose. They're like very cheap courses, certified courses are available, even free courses are available. They are having very practical approach in their syllabus, whatever syllabus they are offering. So as of now, which is in your hand to enhance your practical integration, and understand business and enhance your practical integration. So once this scenario will get normal, you would be having some practical exposure as well, because only bookish knowledge will not give you all the solution of your life.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Arpit, Mr. Arnab Chaudhary is asking, what about project management and leadership role in case of HR?
Can you please repeat the question again?
It's chatbot. What about project management and leadership role in case of anybody in HR?
Project manager, the question is not clear to me.
The question is, what
I would
about Yeah, there is a chatbot also. You can check via this. Arnab Chaudhary is asking, what about the project management and leadership role in case anybody in HR department?
Leadership role can be anything. Like you have been assigned to improve the culture of the organization, right, by the management. So it is a long journey. If I'm talking about the culture of the organization, so it is a long journey. Long journey means culture of any organization can be built in a period of 10-15 years, right? But the contribution any HR leader can give in a small period of time as well. That suppose you have been asked to uh, if I would talk about very particular like culture, so how like you would be making an environment in an organization where people would be feeling engaged towards the organization, right? This can be a leadership role in the leadership role in case of HR, right? uh, to assigning a responsibility where you would be involved in hiring the best talent from the industry. So this also can be a leadership role. Leadership role does not mean the designation. It can be in any which ways where you are giving your best according to the organization need.
Okay, sir, got it.
Hello, Arpit.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Vinuta Shekhar. I'm actually doing my master's now. So
Okay.
I have a question. So say I have worked as generalist prior my master's and I'm pursuing my master's now. So post master's, I would of course not want to start as a generalist again. Uh, but I'm sure that I'm going to start as a rookie all over again now. But what are the other profiles I could get into if not a journalist again after my master's?
Okay, generalist in the sense you are like involved in probably you're talking about HR generalist or what?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
See, it depends on the organization, right? Nowadays, like if I would talk about the big companies, probably such companies which are having manpower more than 1,500 or 2,000, so they are like categorizing their HR in different portfolio, right? In terms of different portfolios. So if I would talk about comp and ban lead, so the person who would be responsible, such persons or such individual would be responsible to define right comp and ban for all the employees in the organization. So they would be involved in uh, various market mapping, salary benchmarking, such kind of role, right? So but for that you probably would be required a very good knowledge of this comp and ban. You should be very good in the calculations and other parts. Apart from this, there may be HR business partner. So this is very famous field in HR nowadays, where HR probably would be contributing in the business in terms of making people enable in the organization of the say. Suppose they are particularly involved in the sales department, sales HR, right? So they would be focusing the overall higher satisfaction level of the sales people in the organization. So they would be understanding why they are not able to deliver as desired by the particular organization. Apart from this, HR business partner, there would be a talent acquisition. So I'm not talking about, because sometimes people take it in other way that talent acquisition is just a telecaller profile. So it is not like this. Um, I hope that all of us are pretty much familiar about the talent acquisition need, where it is a very critical part for any of the organization to bring good people in the organization. Apart from that, organizations are preferring nowadays, uh, you know, uh, for enhancing their employer branding. So they would be hiring a dedicated resource to enhance the employer branding in the market, so that they would be pretty good to attract good talents from the market. That if my company is known for best practices, then definitely I would be hiring best people from the organization. However, such specific profile would be required some relevant experience. So organization would not prefer any fresher to keep in comp as a comp and ban lead, to keep as a talent acquisition lead. They probably would be assisting someone for initial couple of days, and then probably they would be able to take up charge.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Ankit.
Yeah.
And another question is, say I mean, my major focus would be on organization development as soon as I am starting my work again after my master's. So what would be the skills I would probably acquire in this 2 years so that I can reach organization development?
Okay.
Any particular skills?
So organizational development, as I said, understanding the organization is very important for this organizational development. So how business actually runs, because uh, uh, OD practices are something uh, which may vary from organization to organization, right? Suppose my organization is doing something different, which probably other organization not doing for the development, because it is our own journey, it is our own path, right? So first of all, you should be having very good understanding of the business, that how actually business runs, right? Apart from that, you should be also having the uh, in terms of the organization, because there are like many practices which we can incorporate in the organization in terms of the organizational development from one level to other. So it only can be done through the people. So what practices you are bringing in the organization, it depends on your broad understanding of the business. So suppose you have joined as a OD specialist in the particular organization. So in 2 or 3 months, you will not be able to design any practice, because for the development related activities, you should first understand the organization culture, right? So you should be very, very good in terms of the understanding the culture of the organization. So refer few books on the culture understanding, because it is a long journey. If I would give you an example, right? So it is said, and it is written in many books, that uh, the working culture of Japanese companies are very good, right? So why I am saying this, because the ownership in the employees, because it is a long journey. If suppose any organization which is incorporated few months back as well, then also the Japanese companies are very good in terms of the culture, because each and every individual having their ownership, they understand the ownership towards the organization, and this is how they work. So if suppose I was working with one different culture organization and joining the Japanese organization, so while making any HR person is making any recruitment related decision, so they should understand whether this person is person would be able to cope up in this situation, because in some other culture the responses are very less, responses are very delayed, right? But in Japanese culture, the responses are very quick. So you have to be you should be very cautious while designing the OD practices in the organization, but it should be in the consideration of the culture of the organization. So you should be having very good understanding about the culture and the business.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
Hello.
Hello.
Arpit, hi. My name is Atish. I have a question for you. So,
Yes.
can you recommend some of the ways by which we actually measure the talent acquisition practices that are prevailing in any of the organizations? So, what could be some of the metrics that you recommend which can help us to measure the effectiveness of a talent acquisition function?
Okay, so if I would talk about the practices, I hope I'm getting you right, that practices of talent acquisition.
Not practices, metrics. So, what are some of the productivity measures or some of the dimensions that can help us understand the effectiveness of a talent acquisition function in a company?
Okay, so the effectiveness only can be, while you would be interviewing any, so nowadays it is, sometime it is behavioral assessment, if like I know you are working with Greenlam, if I'm not wrong. We are connected on LinkedIn, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So you are like having pretty good experience. You would be understanding nowadays organizations are conducting psychometric assessments as well, right? So if I'm talking about psychometrics, so they probably before the face-to-face round of interviews, because my organization is doing before the face-to-face round of interviews, I would be having little glimpse of the behavior of the particular person to whom I am interviewing, whether he is comfortable in his existing organization or not. So our matrices is more dependent on the behavioral part. Apart from that, functional definitely we would be making our touch base. But apart from that, we are having behavioral assessment in terms of the competencies and displayed behavior. So we have set 9 competencies in our organization and the respective 18 displayed behavior. So we would be asking 3-4 questions. So we would not be covering all the 9 competencies, but we would be covering 3-4 competencies and the displayed behavior. So we have designed a few questions through which I have discussed earlier as well in my slide, through which I would be able to try to match our criteria of displayed behavior. So suppose if I'm asking something and if he is displaying, then definitely we would be rating him accordingly that yes, he is aligning in terms of our expectation, right? Knowledge and skills is of course is important, right? So on the basis of which we make the match whether this person is good in all knowledge, skills and behavior. And behavior we judge on the basis of almost 4 to 5 competencies, though we are having 9 competencies, but we just considering the limitation of the interview, we focus on maximum 4 to 5 competencies.
Right. Thanks, Arpit. Thanks.
Anyone else, or we are like running
Yeah, hi
short
sir.
time?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi sir, my name is Yash and I'm an executive HR with ACS Gurgaon branch.
Okay.
My question is that as an HR individual at the early stages of my career, how should I take my career ahead? I mean, what are the key areas I should work on for my future career?
I've discussed a lot about this. You
I mean, about the key areas and the skills
so
I should work on.
it is not about, because by 2 or 3 liners, I would not be able to tell you on what area you should work, right? Our discussion is very limited, right? Limited, if I'm talking about, it is just 2-3 lines discussion. A general requirement for any HR personnel or any HR spock is to have better communication. If I'm talking about communication, then you should be able to express your things. You should be having very understanding of business, and whatever field, in whichever domain of HR you are working, you should deliver your best. This is what I can say on the basis of limited discussion. Considering you're working with ACS, so you should understand the thorough industry practice, benchmarking. There are a lot many things on which you can work on. But first and foremost thing is your expression ability, your communication. Because if you will not be able to convince your the candidate that what kind of role, what kind of company, who are you, then the candidate would also feel little discomfort. So you should be having thorough understanding whatever you are doing as of now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else, please? If you have any question, please.
Fine, Surinder, I believe
Thank you so much, Arpit sir. Thank you so much for lovely session, and really appreciate. And I hope everyone is, everyone is happy to listen to you, like which you have given this kind of competencies, knowledge, and all that. Thank you so much for the same, sir.
it is my pleasure, Surinder. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.